The question is, how do I know or discover that a client or potential client has experienced trauma? Sometimes the client calls when they're scheduling a consultation and they just tell me, yes, it was very traumatic. I found out my spouse had committed adultery, or they're into porn, or they've spent all the money. Sometimes it's really, really apparent. Other times, I'll a client will call and they say, I need to know what my rights are. And so we'll do a 20-minute free consultation. And in exploring why they wanted to talk to me in the first place, I can detect the underpinnings that there was trauma involved in the relationship. It may have been just verbal abuse, there may have actually been physical abuse, there may have been maybe one of the parents screams and yells at the children. The parent is not supportive of the children. So these are areas that as a family law practitioner, we absolutely have to explore with the client, because we may need to have the client get into counseling to help them process what that trauma is. Um, other ways that the trauma can exhibit itself, I think, is in other family law practitioners. Many family law practitioners burn out after about 15 years. They just can't handle it anymore, and they get into different areas of the law, or say, no more, I'm not ever going to court again. And I find that that is because these attorneys typically don't practice self-care. They don't take time away. They are not able to really isolate themselves from the conflict and trauma that their client is going through. And I've lasted. I've lasted for many, almost 40 years in family law. And I think that I developed that skill when I was the chief of sexual abuse. You have to be able to learn how to leave what you're hearing at the office to go home to your own family and children. So I think there's just a variety of ways of being able to discover the trauma, but we absolutely, as family law attorneys, need to help the client. We're not a uh, law practice where you just push papers. We are a law practice involving families and people and emotions.